sketches, and welcome to Disney Dollhouse issue 15. So in this issue we get another wall paneling and some decorative items for Donald's room, which I think we're quite a way away from building yet, but as always keep things in a safe place. So we've got our assembly instructions, which is pretty much the same as before, except for this is a longer piece. Making sure that you line up the angles correctly on both sides, because they've got to slot into place. And then we'll also be gluing it to the wall pieces as well. Nice. We've got a little short history of doll's houses as well, which is really nice. That is so detailed. It looks like it's a photograph of an actual room. Until you really start scrutinizing it, you don't realize that it's actually a doll's house, which is really nice. And then The Magic of Disney, The Three Caballeros, which I've never actually watched. I need to watch that. It'll be on Disney Plus somewhere. And then the movie, we've got one of my favorites, The Lion King. This movie, I think, made a big impact on everybody when they saw it. It's a really good movie. And then what'll be coming up in issue 16, which is some bits for Cinderella's room. Although I swear that looks like the live action Lumiere, but it's not. We're getting the cartoon version of Lumiere. And the vertical wall that splits the hallway and Mickey's room. So let's get on with assembling our bits. So we've got some long pieces to put this wall paneling together, making sure that we put it in the right way as well, and getting the right bits in the right order. Yes. Yeah, so as with the other ones, the top piece has two grooves down it in one raised section, and then the bottom piece just has one groove along it, and the angles should be like that, so you can clearly see which is the top and which is the bottom. So just glue those into place. Shows the back of the tab that came with the magazine, because it needs to be not out of the bottle, not too much either. I'll pop the bottom one on first. I've learned that if I twist the toothpick as I go along, it spreads the glue quite nicely. She says not doing it right. Because you don't need too much on there. And then just, yep, the number 4 should be on the back. On the right way up, so you just flip it that way. And then stick the front piece on here, and then making sure that they're lining up. All the edges are in place. To me, this piece looks too short, because like the angle on there is fine. Wait. But then on that side, seems too short. But I'm going to leave that the shorter side because I know that's the bit that's going to get shoved into the corner. So hopefully that will be hidden. So I'm just pressing down the piece to make sure it sits in place, and then we'll put glue on the top bit as well. Okay. Again, popping that into place and making sure that it's lined up. See, just a little bit of glue there, so I'm just going to gently take it off. Okay, and then we'll put our 3 pieces in, but what I like to do, the magazine tells you to just put it in the corners, the little bit of glue in each corner, but I like to just pop these into place because they're usually quite snug anyway. Like so. And then flip him over. Then I just put a little bit of this Bostik glue, all-purpose glue, and just, I'll spread that around in a second. That's a lot of glue. So I just squirt it out, which is why not my favourite glue, but it is really strong, fast-drying glue, so it is very good at what it does. It's just it's messy. So just push that into the holes and move it along, because we don't want it down absolutely everywhere, because the last thing we want it to do is make ridges. I'm going to have to wipe some of that off. Just pop it in there, and then it'll just keep those corner pieces from popping out, the moulding from popping out, because it will eventually attach itself. Like so. I'm just going to grab some tissue and wipe a lot of that off. It's interesting the colour it's going. I know it's obviously a mixture of the brown and the glue, but always very interesting. Yeah, it doesn't have to be too smooth because, like I say, it is the back piece. But one thing I'm going to do is put just a little bit more glue on this bit here, because the piece is, I think, a little bit bowed, so it's only really sticking on one side. Pressure on it to keep it in place. Yeah, just put pressure on all of it. So as you're pushing down, gravity will take care of the bottom bit, and then push towards the back for the top bit. You know, all the while making sure that your angles are lined up, because I've just moved mine. Got to admit, these panels are a little fiddly, but they are quite nice little details, so they are worth it. Well, that's what I keep telling myself anyway. But yeah, I'm keen to get that angle because might be another piece there, and then I think the door will be there. Whereas this piece, if I have to sand it down, that's not an issue, but I know it gets shoved right into a corner. So we'll find out in a little bit when all this dries. So I'm just going to leave that a little while it dries. Let's take that smidgen of glue off there. In fact, while that's drying, I'll talk to you about the decorative bits that we got in this issue as well. We've got a nice little cacti for Donald's bath. Is it a bathroom? Or is it? No, it's a playroom. the attic room here, and it's like a cruise sort of tropical Mexican holiday sort of thing, which I'm guessing is why we've got the candelabras talking about that, because it's sort of that sort of themed, because it's Donald's sort of heyday, which is a nice touch, I think. So I've got this really nice cactus. It's quite weighty as well, with Disney embossed on the bottom, of course. So yeah, I'm quite impressed by that. It's a nice little detail. Then we've also got these life rings. We've got a blue one and a red one. Again, they're quite weighty. There must be some sort of thick plastic polyresin maybe. Not metal though. Then of course we've got Donald's cap. We can't have a Donald room without his cap. So that, again, that's another nice little touch. So I'll just put them towards the back for now. Now, when we move into the next bit, we're also going to need the other wood panellings that we've done in previous issues, if you've not already stuck them in. And then, of course, we need Mickey's room as well. So, this is what my Mickey's room's looking like. The floor all stuck down. Wallpapered walls and the coving pieces along the top. And then we want these pieces. This one pops in here. Make sure you get it the right way up, so this bit that overhangs gets stuck into the groove on the wall. And then the same with this one. And making sure that this angle goes in that corner, so it all fits together quite nicely. So yeah, I'm going to have to glue that one in first, I think. And then this one we've just done, which is still a little bit wet, so I don't want to mess with it too much. But while it's drying, I'm going to glue these ones into place. So again, we're just using some wood glue, just along the back. And then I'm going to use a palette knife just to sort of spread it around a little bit. Go. Yeah. So it should pop along there quite nicely. And I'm just going to lace this one to make sure I've got it exactly where I want it. Yeah. I'm happy with it being there, so I'm just going to press it against the wall and then put some glue on this one and do this one. This is wood piece 2. That was 3, and then we've got 4. Just don't ask me where number 1 is. And pop it in place. Making sure it's in the ridge. And then just squishing it against the wall. And again, there's a squidge of glue I can see just there. Now I'm going to do a little bit of DIY on mine. I can see it's not quite sitting flush with the other thing. So as I said, it was a little bit long, so I'm just gonna hopefully take a little bit off with my scalpel. There we go, we've got our finished pieces just there. So the other thing that I got with my delivery is that Mickey has had a guest, because we've now got Goofy. And Goofy's not come as I expected him to come. I expected him to come in his, you know, traditional colours, but he's not. He's come all dressed up all fancy dancy Victorian-ish, which is a really nice touch, I think, because obviously it suits the room. So that's really nice. And then we've also got one of the Aristocats, which is also very nice. But let me just show you these guys up front. So Goofy is done very nicely. I would never have thought to put orange and brown together. Very 70s and Victorian apparently. And here's the kitty cat, which is very nicely done as well. I'm very impressed by these figures. There's a dot of glue. So that's it for this issue 15. I hope you found it useful and are enjoying how far this has come along, because it's come quite far already. Even though we're only on issue 15, I'm quite pleased with the progress we're making. So yeah, I hope you found this video useful. Give me a thumbs up if you like this and did find it useful. Please consider subscribing as well. It does help the channel out a lot and helps keep me motivated to keep making these videos, because I know people watch them, so yay. But yes, thank you so much for watching. Bye.